Donald Trump ran a miserable campaign. Dude literally suggested that Nancy Pelosi was a bitch, the day before Election Day? His campaign trotted out a comedian that told Puerto Ricans their island was garbage and he needed to be able to reach out to Latinos. But the reality is that Democrats are in power.
Folks, this is an awesome meltdown as Brian Tyler Cohen is utterly devastated by Donald Trump winning, and now this soy boy Brian Tyler Cohen is losing his mind and attacking people like Megyn Kelly, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, and others as he rants about the right-wing propaganda machine. I swear, Brian Tyler Cohen's woke bubble has burst, and now he's literally projecting everything the left is and does onto the right, folks. I think his mind is cracked. And the only way now to cope is to think that Megyn Kelly and Joe Rogan are actually right-wing propagandists. Folks, it's crazy. Let's check it out.
Okay, so this is not the video that I wanted to be making today. I know a lot of you right now are scared and despairing and confused and exhausted. That's okay. You're right to feel that way. I know pretty much all of us were shocked by the results. We're obviously going to spend the next few days and weeks and months, I'm sure, autopsying what happened, and there's going to be the usual finger pointing from people who are going to say that they knew better. But to be honest, I think that the Harris campaign did run the best campaign they could have possibly run given the circumstances. I also think that more broadly there are a lot of massive structural disadvantages that Democrats are contending with right now that in retrospect made winning this election very difficult. First and foremost, something that I've been beating the drum about for years now, the right has a propaganda machine at its disposal that hums on for 24 hours a day on TV and radio and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and Rumble and Discord servers everywhere that pump out right-wing propaganda on an endless loop. The top 20 podcasts in America include Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Theo Von, Dan Bongino, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and Ben Shapiro. You know who we've got on the left on that list? The Daily and Pod Save America. All the while, Democrats continue, for some fucking reason unbeknownst to me, to pretend that mainstream media is some partner in democracy, that they're on our team. I don't know how much clearer I can say this. They are not on our team. Corporate media exists to serve its shareholders. It is a business before it's anything else, certainly before it's some protector of democracy. And yet still, our side has decided that when there's a big interview, go to mainstream media. When there's news, give it to mainstream media. Let's keep validating the same outlets that continuously undermine us at every single turn. Sometimes I have to beg politicians for interviews for my channel for months and months and months and months and still don't even hear back. And yet they'll fall over themselves to go talk to the New York Times. The same outlet that ran, 60 cover stories about Hillary's emails? That's who they need to confer more validation onto? That's who they need to reward with their time, with eyeballs? We desperately need a left-wing media ecosystem that rivals what they have on the right, and we desperately need our politicians and thought leaders to embrace that idea. The fact that they don't means that we will continue to lose people other than the same couple of million people who tune into mainstream media every day, people who, by the way, are already Democratic voters, already high information voters, and don't need any more persuading. That is not where the persuadable people are. Find people where they are, and until we do, we will keep losing to the right. The other barrier that we face in this election is that we are more broadly in a period of global high inflation that came about after COVID. And while some of us, are privileged enough to be able to say that our top issues in this election are democracy and climate change, things like that, for most people in this country, people who, by the way, can't afford a $400 emergency, the cost of stuff going up in the grocery store was their top priority. And when you're mad, you blame the people in charge. And the people in charge right now are the Democrats. For a lot of people out there, it's as simple as that. And that has happened across the world. In France, Marine Le Pen basically neutered Macron. It happened to Sunak in the UK. Modi lost his majority in India, South Africa, Senegal. This was a miserable environment for incumbents, not just here in the US, but across the entire planet. And I know there's a lot of talk about, was it the right move to put Kamala in? Could Joe Biden have won? Should there have been a primary instead when he dropped out? Should Biden have just announced that he wouldn't run again immediately after winning? And we can Monday morning quarterback this thing until we're blue in the face, but the reality is that I don't know if the best candidate on the face of the earth could have won in this political environment.
The best candidate did win. His name's Donald Trump. Like, Brian Tyler Cohen just cannot cope with reality. And to think that there is a right-wing propaganda machine, I mean, everyone on the right that he complains about are the antithesis to the establishment. They are the antithesis to the propaganda machine that has propped up the establishment, the status quo, the state, right? All of these people are anti that. So, I mean, and then he wants to bring up big tech and all that. Facebook tried to censor all of them, right? Joe Rogan had, I mean, almost didn't even know what was going to happen to him. And then he wants to attack other people. Seriously, Megyn Kelly, a propagandist, she used to work for Fox. Do you now agree that Fox is better? Like, he doesn't know what to do. Brian Tyler Cohen, other people like him, David Pac-Man, Destiny, they are all losing their minds right now because they cannot cope with the idea that they themselves and their ideology and their politics are the problem. They just simply can't accept that they are anything wrong, anything to blame. And it is awesome to watch because they are all spazzing out, not having any idea what to do, and they just can't believe it. And I'm glad Brian Tyler Cohen also brought up some other things around the world. All over Europe here, this is a rejection of the neoliberal world order because your policies simply don't work anymore. They just don't. And now people have had enough, and yeah, they're making up their own mind. And it's always so funny that they blame everyone else as being a threat to democracy as they run their own countries into the ground under failed policies in a cult-like manner. Folks, the world is changing. And these people, Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pac-Man, Destiny, Cenk Uygur, all of these people, like, they just don't know what to do. They are in their woke bubble and it is absolutely cracked. And they don't know what to do about the fact that, quote unquote, Hitler, Donald Trump, actually won with the popular vote, which means whatever he does, he has the consensus of the people. And they just can't cope with it. Oh my God, it's just hilarious. Let me know in the comments what you think. Leave a like. Let's get back at.
Kamala ran a great campaign. Donald Trump ran a fucking miserable campaign. Dude literally suggested that Nancy Pelosi was a bitch, the day before Election Day? His campaign trotted out a comedian that told Puerto Ricans their island was garbage and he needed to be able to reach out to Latinos. But the reality is that Democrats are in power and they were going to be punished by people looking to punish those who are in power, just like they're doing across the entire world. That is the environment that we're in right now. So look, we're going to have days and weeks and months of autopsying here to figure out what went wrong. We're going to make changes. I'll probably figure out what changes I can make so that I can be most useful. We need to bring younger guys into the fold on the left. I've joined Twitch this week to do exactly that. If you're on Twitch, follow me there, please. I'll try to do whatever I can to be useful and to try to compensate for feeling like I could have done more. But look, we're going to have, again, a lot of time to talk about what went wrong, but here's some practical advice for right now, for today. Take care of yourself. Make sure you have a community of people around you. Eat and drink and sleep. You're no use to the movement if you are exhausted and sleep deprived. And I know this is going to be a hard one, but it's the most important. Don't disengage. Take some time, take days or weeks, take the holidays, but don't check out completely. Do not reward the worst people by giving them exactly what they want. They'd want nothing more than for you to check out and give them a clear runway to just continue running roughshod over our country. The reason the ACA still exists today is because we all came together in 2018 and struck the fear of God into anybody who threatened it. If no one was paying attention, if people checked out because Donald Trump had just been elected, then 50 million Americans wouldn't have health care right now. So please do not check out. We need every person for the fight ahead. And I'll leave you with this, some semblance of hope, if we can scrounge together something. 8 years ago today, we all felt pretty similar to how we feel right now. Like, I remember sitting in my living room in 2016 with a whiteboard doing electoral math in my mid-20s and realizing the moment that Hillary Clinton had no more path to victory and that Donald Trump had won. And I started working in political media shortly thereafter, but within 2 years of that moment, we would come together to elect Democrats by the biggest House margin in modern American history in the 2018 midterms. I hate that we are in this cyclical hellscape, this doom loop that we find ourselves in, but it's informative in that we know what could come next. So we stay engaged.
Folks, the cope is absolutely real. I don't know about you, but I love watching this. I love watching people like Brian Tyler Cohen just absolutely break down. I find it funny that he wants the same quote unquote right wing propagandist, media, whatever, on the left, but he doesn't even realize that that very thing, the left wing propagandist media, is the thing that's given him this brain rot. I mean, hope, they're despairing. I mean, all of this over BS that has been pushed for, even they still continue to use lies that don't get fact checked, one sided. We all saw the debates, and they still push this crap. And this dude doesn't even get that he is a victim of propaganda. He has no idea. And he's going to push this for years to come. Just like he's saying, him, all these other people, Destiny, they will never, ever, ever admit that they were the ones who got fooled to begin with. And they are going to run this lie down forever, which, I can't exactly complain because it's going to make for a lot of content. So it's good for business. So to all them, Brian Tyler Cohen, thank you. I appreciate that. If you all did get some sort of semblance of sanity and got outside the woke bubble, I wouldn't be able to use it anymore. So it's a very selfless act on your part, and I thank you. So folks, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what you thought about what Brian Tyler Cohen had to say. Seriously, all the people he mentioned, Megyn Kelly, Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, a couple of others, I can't even remember, right-wing propagandists, that's going to be the new lie. That is the new lie these people are going to push, that they are the machine. They are the new power. They are the oppressors, and now they are the victims, folks. This is going to be the model going forward. Just wait and see. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you folks on the next one.